Alright, either way, I may have to stitch the video, and I think I may have to stitch it, or this may be a part 2. I'm trying to figure out how to stitch it. Whenever I start telling the truth about white people, and I stop holding my tongue, I get attacked, like, through weird annoyances by a lot of white people. I get sworn by white people, I was stared down, they start moving quickly to accompany my space. They do a lot. But I'm gonna say, they're annoying in traffic. They're really weird. I've had guys try to create an accident with me, and this could be daily. Sometimes it's every other day. More than likely it's that, but it's daily. Now, they'll try to create an accident, get mad at me because they couldn't create an accident, flick me off, and go about their way. And this is multiple times in a day. This is just many ways of white people. I've had white people put guns on me just with a made-up excuse. I've had like, these people are wicked. I mean, wicked. Like, it's like their evil is dumbfounding. But I don't say what I say. Like, if you can almost kill a person and get away with it scot-free, still in the day after getting caught up, like, I don't know what else to say if you don't see the evil in them. And every other white person around them turns a blind eye. I didn't see that. But if I fuck you up, if I pull a strap back on you, or if I even defend myself in any form or fashion, I'm the bad guy. Okay, that makes sense. That's why I was saying the plight of the animal crackers. They're animals that are playing like humans. They've learned human tactics. They've been taught human ways. But there's nothing humane about them. In their history, nothing humane. Who the fuck has sex with the same sex? It's their culture. It's their shit. White people are still trying to force legal homosexuality in Africa, in the continent of Africa. Niggas don't want that. So that means everywhere else that was raped or influenced heavily by white people, it's okay. Or is heavily encompassed by white people, gay shit is okay. But in God's original people, it's not okay. These things need to be considered. Now, take it on a personal level, where the melanated man can understand and use. You're in a system where they've found ways to enslave you and get away with it where it looks social. They've forced you into contracts that you can't refuse. They've hired niggas, even for the ones that are supposed to help you escape, to help enslave you. They've controlled your women, have taken away your financial opportunity to break free from them in every form or fashion. They've weaponized not only your women, your whole family, your friends, and your brothers against you. They've recolored your God. They stole your land and murdered everybody here on it and elsewhere. If not through disease, because they can't beat you outright. Even in numbers, they still couldn't beat you. So they had to use other tricks. They made pacts with Satan himself just to have a temporary reign over you. Literally. I'm not saying this hypothetically. You wonder why so many white people don't want to talk about God, especially seemingly the ones that like to do a lot of studies, because they found some information that I found out, and they don't like it. Like, oh, God is black. Well, he took us, we made in his image, and he took the man from Earth. Earth is not pale and lacking pigment. Our hair is like roots. They reach to the sky naturally. Everybody else's hair lays down and reaches down to the earth, like where all the nutrients in life is. The Bible says we'd be hated for his name's sake. Bible says a lot of things that are actually remaining true. And even though people hate on the Bible, even atheists look for the Bible for predictions that have not failed yet and are coming true to this moment. Now, but I digress into the point of the individual. The individual melanated man specifically. A lot of women have turned, and this can also be for y'all and whoever, but a lot of women have turned against the man. It's the whole Adam and Eve shit. But if you want to have any hopes of getting free out of this weird system, and I'm not blaming white people, frankly, because our problem's internal. If we didn't have so many like backstabbers and flakers and people that can be bought by the adversary, they wouldn't be a problem. I promise you. They know that. They infiltrate us and they offer us things that are already owned to us. But as a melanated man, you can't rely on one single cracker and one single trade and one single move, and you can't remain stagnant. Their MO is to kill you and or sedate you. If you're content with small shit, you're sedated. If you're amazed by pussy that they control, and they do, because women think white people are God. They wear their weaves, they look for their acceptance. You know what I mean? I'm just calling it for what it is. Like, but women normally dominate. Like, they praise and idolize who dominate them. That's why I say I leave that shit be. And that's neither here or there, because they can turn. But on the masculine side of things, you can't sit and be being captured by one. You can't trust them. They say you can't trust niggas, but we can't trust you. We can't trust them. Like, they work in groups to go against you. Like, say you're around a bunch of white people and a white person was doing something racist or hateful, or basically something that endangers your life, they'll turn. I've seen it. I'm living proof of that. They'll turn a blind eye. And that's literally your life. They'll do this financially too. They'll do this in legal ways, where a white person was getting, if a white person, literally, this is real life examples, if a white person was getting screwed over the way I'm getting screwed over, there'd be people in jail right now. There'd be people locked up, there'd be things stopped. Like, the amount of bullshit that I am going through and have gone through, there'd be people to answer for this. But as a black man, there's no one to answer for the crimes that are done. Especially if the white person's doing the crimes. And they like to say, oh, white people are criminals. Isn't it in the courts? If you help a person with a getaway car get away after they murdered somebody or robbed a bank, aren't you part of that crime? Aren't you considered the same criminal? Okay, so if you turn a blind eye and you help somebody get away with a crime, aren't you a criminal? If white people are aware of crimes that are done to whole people, as well as they see it on an individual basis, I see this daily, and no one has a problem with it. Like, maybe, this is why I say not all white people. It's not a lot though. Like, maybe out of like 1,000, and I've seen a lot of white people in traffic and real life all throughout my days. Like, out of 1,000 white people, at most maybe 10 of them are good. Like, 10 of them maybe have an actual heart. Like, you can look in their eyes and you can see spirit. You can see a spirit active. Like, it, and you don't want to rely on this religious, like, oh, well, I believe in God. Like, Nah, nigga. No, like actually spirited people. Like the people that were Jesus' enemies were religious people. Let's not fake the funk. Like, that's just another form of deceiving you. I mean, 10 out of those people. Like, and this is how you know they're all evil. Because if you can't, not all, I'm generally speaking, sorry. And a lot of people speak English, not just white people, but their evil goes to where it's like a group consensus. Like with black people, that shit couldn't fly if we were like being racist, not only because we know it's wrong, but if you go around certain black people, you'd be like, I don't know if this nigga be okay with like other black people lynching white people or doing shit like that. Like, I've stopped black people from doing wicked things to just generalize white people, even if that case will turn out good or bad. But white people rarely ever return that favor. Not just to me, not to good, to bad, it don't matter. Indifferently. They're cold-hearted, they're wicked. And this is my just general experience. I'm not putting any opinion on it. And this is the general black experience. Like, regardless if you have the ass-kissing nigga or the woke nigga or somewhere in between, we're all gonna admit, like, yeah, this is our general experience. They're not really friends. You can't really trust them. You have ones that mate with them. You can't really trust. You can't. At the end of the day, they'll snake you. They'll throw you under the. Let me phrase it in a better way. Of all the people that'll sell you out, they'll be the first to do it happily. Like with the quickness. And for nothing. Like, for literally nothing. Like, you could have done nothing wrong, but to save their own skin, even to save their own name, even just to be fit in and accepted by people that would eventually turn on them. And this is why I think a lot of women idolize them also as well. Because women will do the exact same thing. It's like an equal, understandable agreement. Like knows like. I'll turn you over quickly for anything, just for my comfort, just to save my own skin. White people do that too. And if you don't come to terms that white people are basically the women of all races, like, you're gonna be fucked. Like, they're self-centered, they're solipsistic. Like, if you want to get along with a white person, male or female, treat them like they're a woman. Literally, that's what I do, and I get it I get clearance every time. I'm cool with them every time. Just treat them like they're women. If you think I'm lying, try it. And why do you think they want to turn black males into women? They know who they are. They know who they are. They know what they are. You don't. But at this point, I think I'm preaching to the choir. Because if you're watching this video, or you're still watching this video, you're either a nigga yourself or you're one of the observers, and you know this about yourself. And I have no quarrels about it. I've had white people go like, oh, I heard you said this. That's right, cracker. That's right, nigga. I'll say it to your face. You thought I was one of them niggas that cowers under your shit. I know the secret. You hate us and you slowly or quickly want to exterminate us. I have no feelings for you in the manner of faking it. Like, if my point of being, and it's not even emotional, it's logic, pure logic. This is how I come to these conclusions. If I were to treat, whether it's a woman, whether it's these women-ass men, whether it's white people or any other race, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like. If I treat you the way you treat me and you get mad at me, that means you are evil and you know you're evil and you wouldn't have that any other way, and you wouldn't have it any other way towards you. So, meaning, from my perspective, not only I owe you the fair share that you've given me, I owe you with interest. When I get to these kind of points in the subject, that's why I feel that I'm being observed. That's why we don't have these. I don't have these conversations with no kind of white person ever again. Because when they know who I am in the group, it's kind of weird. These people are hive mind. Like, I tell one white person something, and all white people all of a sudden know it, like the Borg off of Star Trek. They're weird. I don't think it's just white people. I think it's like demonic possessed people. But since white people really hate God, a lot of them more than other races, they're more demonic possessed white people. It goes beyond race, but I'm trying to keep it within the box of like layman's terms, because it's like, I can't remove God out of it at the end of the day. Nigga, if you don't come back to God, you're fucked. Like, for real, bro. These niggas work with literal demons. I've seen it. I've seen white people do it. They do endless amounts of witchcraft. They work with demons. They don't see God's face. They go against everything God says to do. And if you coincide with them, boy, you're at the mercy of the devil and his minions. So yeah, as much as I try to keep it base level for the elementary thinkers, I can only do so much. It's not like I'm trying to save everybody anyways. The path is narrow. And that's for a good reason. Most of y'all got new. Most of y'all are just like background people. And I think the lesson for people that are spirited, regardless of color, is that most of the people are background people. Feeling sorry for people that are willingly going to hell is kind of fruitless. And that's not being cold. Again, logic. But anyway, like and subscribe.